If you are married to a U.S. citizen and you want to get a green card, depending on how you entered the U.S., that is what's going to determine how you'll get your green card. And that could mean either you can apply for a green card in the U.S. and wait here, or you might have to leave the U.S. and interview at the U.S. consulate in your country of birth. I'm speaking in very general terms, but if somebody enters legally with a visa, and even if it was a long time ago and they've overstayed, typically if they have married a U.S. citizen, that person will be eligible to apply for what we call adjustment of status in the U.S., meaning that they can apply for the green card in the U.S. and wait here. Now, for somebody who entered without documents, if they marry a U.S. citizen, typically they will need to leave the U.S. to interview at the U.S. consulate in their country of birth. There are some exceptions for some people, but generally speaking, most people in that situation will need to leave the U.S. to interview at the U.S. consulate. Now, for somebody who has entered without documents, if they have been in the U.S. for more than a year, and if they leave the U.S., they have what we call a 10-year bar, so they can't legally come back for 10 years. For somebody who has stayed in the U.S. for more than 180 days, but less than a year, if they leave the U.S., they have what we call a 3-year bar, so they can't legally come back for 3 years. So in the situation where I talked about where the spouse would have to leave the U.S. to interview at the U.S. consulate, generally speaking, they may be able to apply for what we call a stateside waiver to waive those bars basically before they leave. And then when they go to the U.S. consulate, assuming that the interview goes well and everything is good, then they can come back much sooner than the 3 years or 10 years. If you have questions about your immigration situation, you can schedule a consultation through the link in my bio, or you can call my office, and that information is also in my bio.